Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kody Brown insisted, again, that he is being held accountable for his love for Robyn Brown, his sole surviving wife, as the four-part Sister Wives one-on-one began Sunday with hosts Sukanya, Suki, Krishnan recapping the events of Season 19 of the TLC series. As Sister Wives viewers are aware, Christine Brown's announcement in 2021 that she was divorcing the father of 18 marked the beginning of Kody and Robyn's journey to monogamy. Janelle Brown disclosed that she and Kody had split up the following year, and Mary Brown acknowledged in January 2023 that her essentially non-existent marriage to Kody had also dissolved. Even though Kody has frequently participated in significant historical revisionism following his 3 divorces, he stated on Sunday's one-on-one that he has had enough of people guilting him for discovering a higher love with his 4th and sole surviving wife. Kody told Suki, who found it difficult to speak throughout his tirade, "I'll tell you what, there's a divine aspect about my relationship with Robyn, and we have been ****H slapped for it, and I'm sick of it. I want peace in this relationship, and I love this woman, but I'm so tired of being blamed for loving Robyn that I'm just walking around fucking 2 birds, he remarked. In response, Suki accused Kody of contradicting himself, citing his former assertion that it was difficult to love someone in the same manner, whether they were friends, spouses, kids, or someone else. Kody denied Suki's accusation.
How?
Suki said, "Because you said that you couldn't love a person the same way that you love another." To his question, "How did I contradict myself?" Kody answered, "I've worked in sales my entire life. A better salesman was always there. I'm so envious that the better salesman is getting all the deals. Should I go kill him? Let's be honest. Suki, this bull's ***T really irritates me." Suki subsequently admitted that Kody and Robyn had a deep love for one another, but Kody insisted that this deep love had nothing to do with the dissolution of 3 of his marriages. He told Suki, "Wait, you can't ever blame the way these other relationships went on the fact that Robyn and I had a deep love. When you're polygamous, you can't do that." Kody then made an effort to explain the situation to Suki, saying that Robyn was good at respecting herself and was also good at loving and bargaining with him. They still had the chance to do it if there wasn't another wife in that area, he continued. Depending on the 2 married individuals, each of these relationships had its own chance for success and failure. When questioned about Kody's assertions, Janelle reassured Suki that she does respect herself, but Christine maintained that her life used to be centered around both Kody's needs and desires as well as those of the family. Christine expressed uncertainty about whether Kody would feel like he would need to show her respect during their marriage. She then on, "I'm not sure, maybe in some roles. Perhaps he did in some respects." In the meantime, Kody revealed to Suki that he didn't appreciate Christine as much as he did the other 2 of his ex-wives. "I believe that, to be fair, I had a lot more respect for Mary than for Janelle, and probably a lot more respect for both Mary and Janelle than I did for Christine," he stated. On Sunday, TLC will broadcast Part 2 of the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all. Below is a preview of Part 1 of the one-on-one. During the tell-all, Sister Wives viewers want Suki to pose some significant queries to the Brown family. Fans demand more, even though Suki does a great job of making them all feel at ease while posing challenging questions. Fans have been eager to learn the answers to a number of queries. They are thus asking Suki to ask them. To learn more about this circumstance, continue reading. Fans are excited as Sister Wives tell-all begins. The reveal of Sister Wives has started. It was a wild and spectacular season. The tragic suicide of Garrison Brown forced them to halt production. The whole family found this to be a challenging procedure. Nonetheless, they discussed it quite a bit on the show and were candid and honest about it. They even displayed his funeral. Both the family and the fans found this to be a challenging experience. When the tell-all began, though, they were faced with a lot more difficult topics to discuss. Some of the most difficult times in their lives must be relived. Fans want Suki to ask the Brown family all-out questions. Suki is asked a lot of questions by fans about the Brown family. At some point during the tell-all, they hope she will inquire. Kody, according to Robin, you made an effort to elevate your other relationships to the level you achieved with her. How did you attempt that? Do you miss your sister wives Mary, Janelle, and Christine, or do you miss the thought of spending time on the porch with them, Robin? How did Gwen's absence from your wedding affect you, Christine? Do you ever feel bad about performing on the show, Janelle? Who is your therapist, Mary, and are they accepting new patients? What, specifically, about Janelle's boys hanging out with their father or hosting them for Christmas was unsafe, Robin? When Christine, Janelle, and Mary share their stories, I hope she would ask Robin if she can understand their perspectives. Fans have all the questions, so Suki had best take notes. It appears that people desire the answers to a lot of their queries about the Brown family. It's unclear, though, if Suki will actually ask them in the next reveal. In any case, fans are eager to find out the answers to these queries. Supporters also hope that the show will reveal what Robin and Kody did or said when they denied it. Many demands are made by fans. What are your thoughts on this? Are you in agreement with others? Comment below with your thoughts. Your opinions on this matter would be greatly appreciated. The brand new Sunday, May 25th, 2025, Season 19, Episode 26 of TLC's polygamous reality series Sister Wives, titled One-on-One Part 1, premieres tonight. Your weekly Sister Wives recap is provided below. The Brown family sits down to discuss their past and future. As Christine says she tried to make her relationship with Kody work, he says that the wives all had the same chances as Robin. The family comments on Mary's legal divorce from Kody, reads the TLC synopsis for tonight's Sister Wives Season 19 Episode 26. For our Sister Wives recap, be sure to return between 10 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out all of our Sister Wives spoilers, news, recaps, videos, and more right here while you wait for our recap. The Sister Wives recap for tonight starts now. To see the most recent information, frequently refresh the page. At the desire of the family, Garrison's death will not be highlighted during tonight's Sister Wives tell-alls. Tonight, Sukanya Suki Krishnan will be hosting. Suki is pleasant. She becomes amiable with the actors. She posed the challenging questions as well. Many believed Kody should be asked. Kody has made some awful remarks. He puts his ex-partners down. He held them accountable for their failed unions. I never loved them, he remarked. Everyone was present. Thus, that wasn't true. Mary's marriage had the most difficulties twice. The first was when he accepted Janelle as his second wife and they became a poly family. And Robin's arrival into the family was the second, but ultimately the final, factor that caused their marriage to disintegrate. Before Robin arrived, many of them were doing well. Yes, even in those days, Christine was likely miserable. She frequently suppressed her emotions in order to maintain domestic harmony. In the past, Kody would respect that and schedule time for her. Or she believed that he did. When Robin came along, he stopped doing the bare minimum. Suki began tonight by asking each person to name a movie that best reflected their life. The quote from The Dark Knight, in Kody's opinion, perfectly describes him. He predicted that you will either become a villain or die a hero. Suki was interested in whether he considered himself a villain. Thus, she took offense at that remark. Kody doesn't believe that he was or is. He claimed that until he met Robin, he had no idea what love was. He asserted that his relationship with Robin had a divine quality that none of the others attempted to replicate. Compliment? To put Robin first, he gave up everything. He wanted to spend more time with Robin, so he persuaded himself that he wasn't a polygamist after all. Prior to Robin, he claimed to have loved no one. The other wives who grew up in several families were aware of the true situation. Favoritism was played by Kody. He had 3 spouses for about 20 years. Not everything was simple. Everyone made many sacrifices, and as long as Kody loved them all, it didn't matter. When Robin came along, everything changed. She just didn't get popularity. She put her feelings first. Her kids took precedence. Allegedly, Kody moved their family to make room for Robin. He no longer gave his other kids his full attention. Additionally, he stopped praising the other spouses and everything they did to support the family. For the most part, their husband was absent. Outside the house, 2 of the wives were employed. Kody couldn't seem to stay put, so they were always on the go. It was because the wives took care of it that he was able to spend time with them or their kids. Their lives were reorganized to accommodate Kody. Kody is unwilling to accept that. That was bullshit, he said. He claimed that Christine made him miserable because she was too preoccupied with being unhappy. He made an effort to portray his prior relationships as being similar to Robin's. And that was never the case for Janelle, Mary, or Christine. Robin and Kody are open with each other. They discuss their emotions, even their annoyances. With the others, he never did. He never expressed his displeasure to them. He never went to therapy. He gave them the impression that they were always the issue. They didn't want to be Robin, therefore the whole idea of elevating them to her level was offensive as well. They desired to be accepted and loved for who they were. Kody shouldn't have married the others if he didn't, or have kids with them, as his words have now caused harm to those kids. Kody also detested the fact that Mary's abandonment was used as justification for his divorce. He doesn't think he left Mary behind. She changed, he said. He transformed and the others saw it. When they lived in Las Vegas, he stopped going to see Mary. She was willing to be catfished since she was so lonely. Additionally, Kody stated that he was terrified to leave Mary due to the potential consequences of her actions. That was offensive, in Mary's opinion. Mary, according to Kody, won't recall this difficult period in their marriage. She threw him out of the house because it had gotten so awful. Prior to this, Kody stated, he wished to remain married to Mary. And, before the catfishing, he claimed that she was too preoccupied with falling in love with someone else and that he was attempting to keep their marriage intact. Mary disputes that. Additionally, she doesn't believe they shared a bed on the day of the formal divorce. Mary can't recall it. She and Kody had agreed that they would never talk about their bedroom. Now, Kody was bringing it up to show Mary was mistaken. He claimed that since he was now friends with Mary, he would not revisit the past. His favorite ex-wife was her. That word bothers Mary. The other wives didn't either. Christine claimed that Kody wasn't the one who sowed the seeds for that formal divorce, and Janelle doesn't believe that Kody was intelligent enough to manipulate anyone. Robin was the one. Over the years, Robin brought up their formal divorce on multiple occasions. It took place prior to Mary's spiritual enlightenment to the concept. Mary had personally witnessed the situation. She believes she came to this conclusion without consulting Robin, and she was never entirely certain whether Kody had actually led her to believe it was her idea. Mary now acknowledges that she had a difficult period. "Give me space," she said. Kody ended the marriage by using it. The other women believed they had also been deserted. When she left Kody, Christine walked out of the chapel. Legally, she was wed to someone else. Now she was worried about David. She did, however, add that the fact that Kody's 3 out of 4 spouses left him spoke more about him than they did. Because he enjoys being able to kick her around, Mary was his favorite ex. The shirts were still a really trivial matter. He wasn't prepared to take responsibility for anything that occurred with any of them. He even asserted that he made an effort to keep Janelle and himself together. That was a lie, according to Janelle. She was unable to question his preference or demand respect. She was also completely unable to discuss Robin. Kody gave the impression that he didn't want to hear from the others since he was too busy causing trouble for Robin. In a headline-grabbing, emotionally charged confession that sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives fanbase and reignited fierce debates across social media, Kody Brown, the controversial patriarch at the center of the now-crumbling Brown plural family, broke his silence in a raw, unfiltered moment, declaring boldly that he is sick of being guilt for loving Robin, his 4th and currently only legal wife. And in a statement that many fans called jaw-dropping and aggressively tone-deaf, he claimed that he and Robin have been slapped by the world, their co-wives, and even their children for the depth and visibility of their connection, finally exposing the bitter undercurrent that has divided the family for over a decade and crystallizing why the polygamist experiment has seemingly disintegrated in real time, with Christine, Janelle, and Mary each walking away in dramatic fashion, leaving Robin the last woman standing, both figuratively and legally, in what once appeared to be a harmonious, faith-centered plural marriage. Kody's words didn't come gently. They were laced with rage, frustration, and the weariness of a man who, despite being the architect of the plural lifestyle, now portrays himself as its final victim, lamenting how his love for Robin has been twisted into a narrative of betrayal, and suggesting that he has been painted unfairly as a villain simply because his emotional needs, he insists, were finally met by the one wife who really saw him, when others began drifting emotionally and spiritually. But to critics and even longtime fans of the show, this felt like a slap in the face, not only to the ex-wives who had invested decades of their lives in building a life with Kody, but also to the viewers who watched the family unravel. Often, they argue, because of Kody's blatant favoritism, emotional withdrawal, and gaslighting behavior. Still, in his mind, the narrative is entirely different. According to Kody, Robin has become the scapegoat for everything that went wrong, vilified not because of her actions, but because she represents a shift in what Kody wanted, a monogamous, emotionally secure, nuclear family dynamic that simply doesn't work when 3 other women are still hoping to be cherished and prioritized. It's like we're constantly being punished for being happy, he vented in a confessional that had both producers and viewers visibly stunned. I'm not going to keep apologizing for being in love with Robin. I'm done being guilt. I'm done pretending it's wrong to want peace. We've been BH slapped for it for years. His words landed like a grenade. Online forums exploded. Reddit threads hit thousands of comments. Fans questioned whether Kody even grasps the magnitude of the pain caused, not by his love for Robin, but by the imbalance it created and the emotional neglect that followed. Christine's departure, once quietly mourned, was now seen as prophetic. Janelle's recent detox and new life direction felt like an act of liberation. Mary, still struggling to rebuild her life after decades in a love-starved marriage, looked especially betrayed as Kody spoke as though his bond with Robin had always been obvious and inevitable. What made this bombshell even more shocking was how unapologetically Kody doubled down on his claims, accusing his ex-wives of weaponizing guilt, and suggesting that their criticism of Robin was less about behavior and more about resentment. They wanted me to suffer for loving someone deeply, he said. That's not love. That's control. But fans fired back immediately, pointing out how Robin entered the family with promises of unity, only to immediately become the clear favorite, moving into a separate house, getting more time, more affection, and more say, while the other wives were left feeling like emotional exiles. Janelle even admitted she felt like a stranger in the marriage. Christine described the pain of watching her kids get less from Kody. Mary spent years hoping for a spark that never returned. And yet here Kody was, painting himself as the aggrieved party. For many, this was peak Kody, tone-deaf, self-centered, and blind to the emotional reality of the women who helped build his family and brand. But others saw a man unraveling. A man who built an empire of love and faith only to realize he didn't have the emotional bandwidth to maintain it. Perhaps Kody's confession wasn't just arrogant, it was desperate. A cry from someone clinging to the last vestiges of control and legacy as the walls cave in around him. The comment about being the ****H-slapped wasn't just about media backlash, it was about the psychological toll of watching his carefully constructed identity crumble. He wasn't just losing wives. He was losing the narrative. And in the social media age, that's a death blow. Meanwhile, Robin, normally careful and composed, was reportedly devastated by the reaction. She has long maintained she never wanted to be the favorite, claiming she only wanted family unity. But unity, it seems, was never possible when love, respect, and time weren't equally distributed. Robin wept in confessionals, saying the hate hurts and that she's tired of being the villain. Yet even in these tears, viewers noticed the irony. Robin, who seemed to enjoy a very different Kody than the one shown to Christine or Janelle, couldn't fully grasp why the rest of the family felt abandoned. The situation has left the family splintered. Coyote Pass remains undeveloped and now more symbolic than ever. A stretch of empty land representing broken dreams, shattered trust, and the promises of a plural marriage that was always on the brink of collapse. Cody's attempt to reframe himself as a misunderstood lover rather than a failed patriarch only deepened the divide, pushing away any hope for reconciliation. In the end, fans don't blame Kody for loving Robin. They blame him for the way he loved her, exclusively, openly, and at the expense of everyone else. And now, as season 19 looms with tension and uncertainty, one thing is clear. Kody Brown has chosen his path, and he's walking it alone. With Robin by his side, the last remaining piece of a family that once defined reality TV polygamy, now forever fractured by favoritism, ego, and the cruel illusion of control disguised as love.